I had a conversation a little bit earlier on the way to dropping my oldest son off at school um, about a lot that's been going on in my head and our lives these past couple of years, and some of the impacts of trying to heal from generational abuse and not perpetuate it to the next generation. And a lot of it has to do with how he's feeling right now about my approach to disciplining his younger brothers in helping out around the house. And a lot of what I've had to undo lately, in the past 6 years probably now, has been a very unhealthy relationship with work, with housework, but with work in general, and with it's all been fear-based and abuse-based, where it's about what we've inherited is this view, but not only that, but a deep visceral wounding with our relationship to work, where we're meant to deny our bodies and our limitations in order to be productive, and that we do not earn a good life until we sacrifice. And what is messed up about that is it doesn't happen. You don't get necessarily in return what you give, especially if you're a parent, especially if you're poor. You can wear yourself so thin and still not get your needs met. And I have experienced that firsthand over and over again throughout my life. I've always been the one to look out for other people, to, take care of the young, and deny myself the needs that, and not be able to get them, not know how to ask for them anyway, because it's so hard to, after you're trained mentally to not even be in your body, but to be in this headspace where I must do the right thing. I must do the right thing for them. I must do the right thing for them. I must do the right thing for the people in my life, constantly, over and over again. And then you add a religious layer to that. I must do the right thing because God wants me to. It's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. Stop doing this we have to stop doing this to ourselves. If there's a God out there that made our bodies, they want us to take care of it. God. And but you know what? I'm learning to communicate this shit to my kids. And to be honest, I have limitations. I need rest. I need to heal from abuse. I need to go slowly. I need to work with our strengths and work with our weaknesses. And when we do that, we find out that our weaknesses are actually strengths. And what at first is a struggle to find a balance between flexibility and just what it takes to have a decent place to live when you don't have much money at all. But everything takes time. finding that takes time. In fact, finding that balance takes more than just one household. It takes generations of community building before we're going to really see results. This is going to take generations, this healing, with ways of being in the world that are not exploitative. Because this is what capitalism, what the Protestant work ethic has left us with, is a wrecked world, basically. Genocide, ecocide, climate change, just this industrialized hellscape that we've created, where we don't see the hard work that goes into producing the energy that we use every day, and we don't see its devastating effects on people's bodies, on their ecosystems. I was just reading in Rebecca Solnit's Orwell's Roses. Very good book. Very good book. Rebecca Solnit, I just gotta say, her brain, the way it works, it's just like so beautiful. It goes all over the place, but you're not lost. It's like it's webbed. It's pulls so many different things together that are interrelated, and that shit gets me so happy inside. That's the best stuff. Anyway, it's not just about George Orwell, because George Orwell has so many things connected to him. But she was talking about his book and his research for the book, The Road to Wigan Pier. And I guess I said that right. It was a coal mining community. And so she took us through his own research at the time. And then she took us to the Carboniferous era, where so many things happened before humans were even on this planet to create that coal that gave rise to our industrialized system, and the exploitation then of bodies, children's bodies. They had to crawl in with chains around their waists, going between their legs. Little children, as soon as they could move, and they were from day one they were breathing in that coal dust. This is what created our civilization. This is what created our railroads, our factories, our institutions. Children pooling coal in caves that were very, very hot, and losing their lives, losing their limbs. Human beings, not just children. There were slow reforms, but the pattern of this physical abuse to bring about our so-called great civilization is a generational pattern that affects everyone, even the rich. It affects. I mean, the rich can still be affected by that mental health and that communal that disintegration, because we are connected to one another, and we are connected to this planet, to the life of this planet, and that disintegration is felt by everyone. Nobody benefits in the long run, and the system, as we can see, and the pandemic really made this clear, is just unraveling. It's like I don't know if you saw the old Winnie the Pooh cartoons as a kid, the Disney ones. There's a really blustery day. It's Winnie the Pooh and the blustery day, and a little piglet has got this sweater on, And a gust of wind picks him up and starts carrying him away. And Winnie the Pooh has got the end of a strand of his sweater. But what's happening is, as the wind is blowing, the sweater is unraveling. And that's our capitalist system for you. You know, we got hold of the end of the sweater and it's unraveling before our eyes. And it's nothing but a crash at the end. A global crash. If you look at the histories of civilization, every time there were stratified societies, and the stratifications first the gap would become wider and wider and wider and wider, and then the whole thing would collapse. And we saw this with the Roman Empire. We saw this, you know, with Easter Island. You know, it's inevitable. It's an inevitable pattern of empire. But now it's global. It's a global civilization. I don't know what people are expecting, other than complete disaster and disease. You know, and like I said, this is something that, since the Industrial Revolution, we've been creating. And it's going to take at least that long to fix with those of us who survive. I think the best thing we can do is just heal right now as much as possible. And shut the fuck up with this meritocracy. Your hard work does not bring results. That it's not a virtue in itself. What are you working towards? What are you building? What are you putting your energy into? And you, by you, I mean, none of us are putting that energy into our own thing. We are interconnected with every living, with all of life on Earth. So what we're doing has to keep that in mind, what we're putting our energy towards. And it is vast, it is complex, there's no easy answer, there's no silver bullet that's gonna save us. It's moment by moment decisions that we make that are rippling through time. They will continue to ripple. The decisions made in the Industrial Revolution, those lives that were exploited, and those lives that pocketed the profits, those decisions still have ripples today. And we have made small reforms, we have made great reforms, but we have not stopped the pattern of repetition. We have not stopped the generational abuse. We have not healed from it. I think the most radical thing right now we can do is relax. Stop what we're doing. Heal our bodies. Listen to our bodies. Get into our bodies. Like I'm feeling, like right now, what am I feeling? I'm feeling stress. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm feeling my heart racing. Part of that is the coffee that I drank this morning. But I mean, that's like my one nice thing. Don't take that away. Don't take away my one nice thing. But I keep finding that I'm hunching my shoulders and tightening, waiting for the next thing to happen, waiting for the next disaster. And I have to keep stopping and taking deep breaths. Anyway, I'm on my way to talk to an old friend who's also a mentor. And hopefully we can catch up. She's a spiritual mentor that has really saved my life in the past. And I'm also, after that, going to take my two youngest to a free yoga class for queer people and their allies. And we went last week and it was amazing. My body felt so amazing after that. So we're doing things to heal ourselves. And